broccoli and cheese was in the microwave.
Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? It's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. We are an evening late. How do they say that? Day late, dollar short. Well, we're a day late, but we're not a dollar short because I'm going to show you something really fun tonight. So May was on with us. May Maite Del Angel was on with us last Tuesday evening, and she gave us some great information about pre-ordering Moldable Royal Icing, which is a fabulous product that I'm going to be using in my elective class at CookieCon, Ohio. If you're going, anyone else like in the throes of getting everything finished? It's like I've got a checklist for my checklists. Anyway, it's fun. We're getting it done. So she was on and she gave us a way to pre-order for her to bring it to the show for you to pick it up to save you shipping. So if anybody's on that can go back and copy and paste that so that you can order tonight. A lot of you have this, but you haven't used it because you haven't seen a demo on it lately. And the reason you haven't seen a demo in Cookie Snack Attack lately is on this item is because it was originally debuted in our group first at our Halloween party. But if you guys remember our Halloween party, you had to be live to participate. So that video was not saved and it was not kept in our live stream archive and all of that. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown tonight in case you have it, because I know a lot of you are in the throes of preparation for the sugar show for CookieCon. So it's very exciting. So there are instructions on the bag on mixing it in quantities, but May, when she demoed it for us, did something that I really liked. So I think it's worth going through again tonight. She just pulls out the quantity that she thinks she needs to make the volume that she needs and makes that and just a little bit of water at a time until it's a consistency that she can mold in her hands. And so that's how I learned to do it. So that's how I've been continuing to do it. And I have this really cool new squirrel mold. So I thought we would, we might do Mr. Squirrel tonight. And I say might because I just realized that something I need for the mold is not here. So I might have to run into the kitchen for just a second before we get started, but we're going to go ahead and mix this first. So let's go up here. Sorry about my hand in here. Let's see if we can get this working. Then you won't have to watch my hand. We'll come up here. I did want to say too, I'm so excited about the mixer and our gift exchange. And there's this cool cookie exchange at CookieCon. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I've got everything like counted, labeled, boxed. Like we're getting down to the wire here on the last of the things. Hey, you guys, welcome everyone that's joining us tonight. How are you? So it's just, it's checklist for the checklist at this point, because we actually are driving and leaving this weekend. So I'm super excited about that. I did have a reasonable birthday. I'm not going to say it was the greatest one ever, but it wasn't the worst one ever either. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you? So I can't wait to see you too. You guys, it's going to be so much fun. Now, those of you who aren't going to be there, I'll do some live streaming as time allows. I tried to leave more open spaces in my day this time so that we could do more live visits with people and do live streaming with people in the resort. So I did try to plan so that I could include the people in our group that weren't there a little bit more this time, because it just gets so busy. It gets away from you. So busy. Hey, you guys, how are you? All right. Yes, I'm so excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this. So I'm just using my spray bottle. I picked this up from 2T's. And they will be there. They'll be at Ohio. I think they're still going to be there. They were scheduled to be there, and I think they're still going to be there. But Tammy and Todd from 2T's. So what I do is just lightly start adding water to this. Not a lot, just a little. And I'm using a disposable bowl just because my other bowls are all full of icing for a project that I'm working on. And I just mixed just the lightest little spray. This is 3 ice cream scoops of Moldable Royal Icing, like the little 8-ounce ice cream scoop. That's usually how I start it, to put in this little disposable bowl. And then I usually go 3 little atomizer sprays, just the tiniest bit of water at a time, because you can, if you do too much water, you can thicken it up by adding more Moldable Royal Icing. You don't want to add straight powdered sugar because it changes the properties a little bit of the item. But I just prefer to go slow with a lower amount and build up to where it becomes moldable. I just like it that way. Tastes great. Has a nice soft vanilla flavor to it. It's great to paint on. Like, I found so many uses for this. And if you guys were if you attended the That Takes the Cake in Texas a few weeks ago, May entered the most amazing 3D cookies for the, I can't remember which specific part of the competition it was, but 3 gorgeous dolls. Where she did 3D baking, and then she used the Moldable Royal Icing to make their dresses. Is May with us? Anybody see her? Let's see. Hold on one second. Tracy, I think Amy, her name is Amy, who's in charge of the cookie swap. I think she's in the group right now. I think she said hello just a little bit further up in the feed. So please feel free to tell the people that are coming to CookieCon about the cookie swap if it's not closed. Definitely share that. Let's see what this says before we keep moving. Hello there. You're watching in Dallas too, Maxine. That means you're with grandkids, right? The mister's really great. I think you should get that out right away, Priscilla. Wash it and start using. Anyone printed on it with the Eddie? Oh, so has anybody printed on it with the Eddie? Okay, here's Amy. So you two connect. You and Tracy connect. And see if there's a space in the group, because it's going to be really fun, the exchange. I'm participating in that too. I'm super psyched about it. I didn't know about it last time, so I'm really happy that I got in on it in time this time. And it was May that did the dolls with the dresses. Yes, it does. Maxine says, yes, it does print on here. Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't have an Eddie. I do not have an Eddie or a Big Blue. So I have not tried that, but I'm glad someone's in the group tonight that can speak to it. So you can see with my flexible scraper, I'm just going back and forth with this because that busts up any little clumps. And it's still, I think I'm very close. I might have made it a little too soft. I might have to go back and, yeah, it's too stretchy. I'm going to have to go back and add just a little bit of more of the mixture, the Moldable Royal Icing. It tastes just like vanilla flavored royal icing. It keeps a soft bite to it if it's a thinner quantity of it, like for embellishments for the tops of cookies. But I sculpted something back when we first started doing our little the baby gnomes and stuff. So I sculpted this little gnome guy, and I guess he's maybe 4 months old now, this little guy. So you can sculpt great in here. This is all just hand sculpting with my Dresden tool, all the little parts for him. But he is, when it's thick like this and it dries over that long of a period of time, it is edible, but he's hard as a rock. I mean, like he'll break, but inside, let me show you inside. Inside, he's hard. Like all the way through, this is solid. It's not a soft bite in there. So he's great for sculpting, and the Moldable Royal Icing is great for sculpting, making characters, all of that sort of stuff, because they're going to hold up, and they're great, especially if you want to save something. And I just cracked a little piece off him doing that and sent it all over the counter. Hold on. Let's get rid of that. You guys, I'm so excited about something. I'm sorry I wasn't here last night and yesterday. I can't tell you why yet. I'm looking for my bag with my extra in it so that I can add some more to this, because I just need to thicken it up a little. I can't tell you why I wasn't here yesterday. I can't tell you what I've been working on just yet, but I promise you guys are going to be the first ones to know when I can tell you what I was up to. Okay. And I can't be any more specific than that right now. But as soon as I can, I promise you guys, you guys will know. All right. So let's see. Now somebody go check. Somebody put up May's site. Is Mimi here? Mimi, can you put up May's site? And she said something last time. She's going to have plenty of it at CookieCon. And she said something last Tuesday night, about there being a special box to click or check or something, so that you could pick it up for free at CookieCon. That way she would make sure she brought enough, because I believe that she is at SoFlo this week, and then she's driving from Miami to CookieCon. I think that's what's happening. I think that's what the deal is, but I can't be positive, okay? I'm not in charge of anybody else's schedule, and Lord knows I have enough trouble keeping up with my own, but I sort of remember that was the conversation, but that's been 7 days ago, so who knows? Could be completely wrong. Okay, so I've got my 2 little spatula things here. I'm just going to set this to the side, and what I'm going to do is I usually just start taking the loose bits and putting it over where it still looks wet, and then I just start to do it like doing royal icing clay or something like that, right? I don't want to get it all sticky all over my gloves. So it's and I do put more of the mixture in to thicken it when I get to this point where I start to knead it like fondant. I don't put powdered sugar. I've kept it. I make small quantities because I like to make what I need. So I've kept it as much as a week. Countertop, cool environment, wrapped in press and seal. We all know how I feel about press and seal, so I should have stock in that. And then I just keep scraping because I want to get all of that. I don't want to waste it. I'll just scrape that into the center and then keep kneading it in. And I love it because it's got, especially for the sculpting, you guys, and the fact that it's going to be icing, there's just got so much flexibility with what you can do with it. Yeah, Maxine, look for her there because she's there. And I don't know if she has a booth there or not, though, okay? But I know she's there because she told me she has some that she's bringing to me for my class, and she said she's bringing that from Florida. So she's driving to Ohio from Florida. Let's see. All right, now I do want to tell you this. The thing that I'm missing, I think I might have actually taken back to the store today. So I'm not positive how well I'm going to be able to do it in this new mold, because this new mold isn't, it's not primed. You know, like when I'm doing fondant, I like to dust all the molds with cornstarch or powdered sugar or Tylose powder, depending on like what kind of project I'm working on. But this secret, May told us the secret to this is a light rub, almost like you're rubbing lip balm on from one of those little cylinder lip balm things, is to lightly rub in a little bit of Crisco to your fondant mold before you try to mold something. Now this looks good. Okay, I feel really good. And it's starting to pull all the little bits up from the bowl. So I'm going to start to just work it in my hand here, okay? Somebody posted the link. I'll make it live in just a second when I take my gloves off. Now, the other thing I do, just so you guys know, because I like to use this a lot, but it does get sticky, I like to just grab a little on my glove and pat it, because honestly, I just don't like how it feels when it sticks to my glove, but I also don't want to waste it. So I just tap it on there for this last little part until it's perfect, okay? Now she's bringing a lot of like 2-pound bags and 1-pound bags. I don't know if she has a lot of the baby bags, but I don't know. I don't know if I know for sure she's bringing the big and the medium. And she'll have some other things too, but she doesn't have everything that she offers on her website. She's bringing more of the things that are being featured at CookieCon this time. All right, and don't let me forget, I want to show you our May Gnome and Floral. Everything for that is going to drop in the group Saturday morning before I hit the road Saturday. So you're going to get it a couple days early because I just want to make sure all of you that are not attending CookieCon are still getting taken care of, and especially my monthly people that are in that class. And if you're not in that class yet, find me at CookieCon because I'm going to be bringing full sets of cookie cutters for the first 5 months of the gnome and floral. I have full sets of that. I have full kits on the Mother's Day chalkboard sign, which if you took the class, you know that can actually be used for many, many things, not just Mother's Day. Now it still feels just a little sticky, so I'm just going to drizzle a little over. At this point, as long as there's no moisture in the bowl, I don't like to put the extra dry bits back into the original product bag. So I keep a little Ziploc bag, a second little Ziploc bag that I'll pour this stuff back into just in case. I don't want to put anything back into the full size bag, but then I just work it in my gloves like this until it takes all the bits off my gloves, and that way I can work with it in my hands just like fondant. So you see how nice, and look, it's beautiful. It's just got such good texture. It smells great, but just really nice. And you can tell when it's ready because you're not leaving sticky prints. It's really like you've got finished fondant in your hand. I also really like to make it in smaller batches because I did find over time, even wrapped up, I had a little bit harder time getting it to come back to this stage. Even if it had been wrapped up, I had a little harder time getting a big quantity of it to come back to no little bits or anything after 3 or 4 days of being wrapped. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, I'm going to ditch the gloves. I feel like we're in good shape. I'm just going to put a little extra on here. All right. Can't believe today's Wednesday. It's insane. Okay, so insane that we're this close to like leaving for CookieCon. I'm so excited. I have so much. I have so much I want to do this time. So we'll see what happens. I'm not over promising this time. I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be. Thanks to Mimi, I have a very organized schedule. I got my little binder. I'm ready to roll. All right, so these are my 2 little spatulas. I'm just going to set them to the side. All right, and then here is my little squirrel mold. And the key to getting this to release easy is the little bit of Crisco right in here. But I believe that I took the I took my little tub of Crisco back, and I'm not sure if I have my baby one here. If I do, it's over here. Let me just look. I can't wait to tell you what I've been working on, because when the thing happens that I've been working on so hard for the last 2 months, 8 weeks now, ridiculous. When I get to tell you what it is, you guys are going to be so happy because we aren't going to have to talk about the 3-foot Bermuda Triangle of my cookie studio anymore. You know what? I did. I took it back to the store, guys, because I was getting ready for CookieCon. And I was making up some little containers. So I'm going to try it in here. But what you really need to do is just like you're doing lip balm, just grab a little bit of Crisco, and then you rub it around in the mold like this. And it comes out perfectly. All right. And I'm sorry about all of the black food gel on my hands. I'm prepping. So if you have seen my class pictures, you know I've got black icing. So I've got it's almost like doing sour bread starter, right? I have my black icing starter going so that I can add it to my icing on Monday when I'm in Sandusky and I'm getting the final icing ready for my class. I'll have all my dark colors developed. It's a little more than I need there, so I'm just going to pull that off. I'm just patting it in. Hopefully it's going to release, but the key, you guys, the key is the Crisco. Let's put this one here like this. I'm going to flip it over, give it a little pat, and then I'm just going to release it. I hope I'm going to release it. No, I am not going to release it. I I shouldn't have tried it without the Crisco. Now I'm going to have to let it dry in here. Okay, so it will dry in here, okay? I'm just going to leave it just like this. Tomorrow it'll be dry and it'll come out. But you really need the Crisco. The Crisco is like super essential. You guys want to hold on a second? I'm going to try the, this was something I wanted to test. So I'm going to grab another mold. Let's do this. I'm going to grab one of the molds from our upcoming gnome class, and I'm going to grab just a little bit of vegetable oil. She can have snacks. She can have chips. She can have Pringles. She can have pretzels. Okay, guys, so I've just grabbed a tiny, tiny bit of vegetable oil. We're going to try this now because now I have to let this dry. I did do another test run with this, and I'm pretty sure one of you guys told me you could put it in the fridge and let it set up, but I haven't tested that yet. It's just so easy with the Crisco. It pops right out. All right, here we go. Let me get this primed. You can freeze it. I froze it, and it was fine. Sorry I had to walk out. Sorry I had to go in the other room. It's always interesting. See, yeah, it pops right out even with the vegetable oil. But don't do the vegetable oil unless you personally test it, because I don't know if it leaves a film or not. That's what my test was going to be about. My test was going to be whether it if I used vegetable oil to prime the mold. My test was going to be, does it receive paint, gel paint, dry dusting, all of that the same way. So see, with that, it just comes right out. Isn't that beautiful? I got to straighten this up a little. I'll save this because I wanted to make one of these for our class out of this. But the stuff, you guys, and it tastes great. This is, for me, using it in the fondant molds, especially like this. You see how thin this is, you guys? For me, having these pieces made well ahead of time and then dropping it onto fresh icing, so easy, so amazingly easy. And I can do all these super fancy decorations. By the way, this stuff imprints fabulous, so you can roll it out. Like, you know how the craze right now is the rolled buttercream. Everyone's talking about rolled buttercream and all the stuff you can do with rolled buttercream. Okay, so this stuff, if you want to do something fancy for a wedding, like emboss the date or somebody's names or initials, or you have a special monogram 3D made, this stuff's fabulous for that. You can roll it out just like, let me take this right across here. You can roll it out just like you do rolled buttercream. It's firm enough that you can cut it by imprinting or pressing down rather with the cookie cutter, so that you can lay that layer on top of your cookie. It tastes just like royal icing. It's got that soft bite to it, but you can imprint it, right? So you can make up stamps with your 3D printers or whatever and do dates, monograms, initials, a special design, but you would just roll it out like you roll out fondant, and then you can imprint it and then cut the outline with the the cookie cutter so that it'll fit on the cookie you already baked. I'm just using a brush to peel it out because I didn't want to go back for another round of the oil. So with the Crisco, I can usually get 3 uses of the mold before I have to reapply the Crisco, and the stuff just rolls right out. But the vegetable oil, it looks like it's going to be every application. You'd have to do something. But at least you get to see what it looks like, since I'm such a dork and forgot the Crisco at the store. I'm surprised I remembered how to get home. It's so busy right now. In my little town, they're putting in something that's requiring them to dig up every road downtown. And it's just been a nightmare getting around our town for several weeks now. And now they keep cutting off the route back to my house. I live really close, but now I have to go really far to get back to my house because they're still working on these roads. Oh, I like this. Okay. Now, I wanted to try this too. I wanted to make sure that even if I pulled it out with a brush, if it would hold the detail from the mold. That's the other thing about this, you guys. I felt like, it may not be, okay, but I did feel like that this gets even more detail, holds even more detail, not gets more detail, but holds more detail from the fondant molds. Like a lot of my fondant molds are super, super intricate, but I don't feel like all the time that what I use in them captures that. And I just had too much in the mold. That's why it's squished out. So I'm going to trim it off while it's soft. But I feel like this, can you guys see? Oh, maybe I should zoom in. Let's zoom in. What's the point of having the fancy camera if we don't use it to show you what I'm talking about? You can even see the pulp. Do you see that in the lemons? I mean, it just really, it captures it really well on the naked part of this, right? Like when it's white, but then when you dry dust or you do gel coloring, it's like a whole nother universe. And it's very pretty. All right, so there's just a little demo for you on the Moldable Royal Icing. Let's zoom back out so you can see it. This is just a couple little lemon slices from a mold I'm using in our gnome class. I'm going to show you those. And then this, I'll post a picture for you of the squirrel when he comes out after he dries a little bit, because I think that I got to let him sit overnight. I'm going to pop him in the fridge and do the fridge test now, though, because if it'll pop, I don't think it's going to pop out without the mold being primed, but we're going to test it so we'll know. Okay. But this stuff is great. Smells great. It tastes great. It's really nice on the cookies. It opens up a whole new level of detail that you can do in your cookies without having to, have the bigger print machines or the embossers or stuff like that, right? Like this is, it's nice that you can roll it out like that, the buttercream, and it holds impressions really nicely. Like this is just beautiful. It holds very, very nicely. All right. So, and then wrap it. I'm going to wrap it in press and seal. It'll last just like this and just be super soft like this for 3-4 days. I mean, it really holds up great. Okay, so let's see. And it does look like porcelain. I don't know who said that, but you're right, it does. And this is Moldable Royal Icing. Was that big hint about what I've been working on? Man, I'm telling you what, I just hope it works out soon, because it's been a lot of chasing going on. I'm not going to get to help Timbo this time because I'm teaching 2 classes on Tuesday and I'm taking 1 class on Wednesday. And then I have an elective teachers meeting Wednesday. And then Wednesday afternoon is supposed to be my time to go to the vendor hall so that I don't miss it this year. So I'm not going to get to help him. But it is in the group, so you guys message him. I know several of you messaged me that you were going to message him, so he needs help both days. Debbie, did I already say you could freeze it? Yes, you definitely can freeze it. Like you can make all those pieces and freeze them once they're dry. I don't know that you need to, because May said it would stay good for a really long time once the pieces are dried. So I don't know if you would need to, or if you guys are asking about getting the squirrel out of the mold since I didn't have the Crisco. Let's see. Rolled buttercream. There's a group in Facebook right now. It's all the rage for people that don't want to use royal icing or glaze. And look, I'm just sitting here playing with this in my hand and it's not getting sticky or anything. It's just like the fondant. All right. Again, sorry about all the black food gel that's all over my hands. I was prepping for my classes. I'm sorry you have to be at work, Whoopi. I wish you could come and visit us. All right, listen, I'm going to sign off. I've got some stuff to finish up tonight, and then stuff for add-on classes. I'm in full hilt tomorrow prepping for add-on classes. Everything's ready for the elective classes. Can't wait to see you when we get to CookieCon. Hope you guys are ready for the Cookie Snack Attack mixer. And I cannot wait to see all of you. I'll post a picture and let you know how the squirrel falls out of the mold after I try to freeze it. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a great